What's up, y'all? Benny coming back at you again here, one vape at a time. I'm gonna do something a little different today. Gonna be a little bit rough because obviously I don't have a fancy schmancy camera to do this, so we're doing it on the old cell phone like usual. Can't promise for the angles because I'm kind of taking a guess on things right now, but we got this new one. We got the new Snowwolf Mfeng. My wife was fortunate enough, she actually won this one before they even went up for sale. I've been looking around online today and actually just seeing the reviewers get theirs in. So we're going to take a quick look at this bad boy, see what it's got to offer. And, I've played around with it a little bit already. And I will say, we all know that Sigelei, Snowwolf, they've not exactly been killing it the last few months. I don't know if they maybe put a little bit more time and effort into this one here, but it's nice. I like it, the little bit of time I've gotten to spend with it. So I'm going to have a little vape here, and then we're going to dive in a little closer, check it out, see what it's got. Alright, so here it is, the Snowwolf Mfeng. Decent packaging. That's one thing I kind of liked about what they were doing with some of their others. They were coming in those nicer little metal tins. Not really going to focus in for you, Let's see, looks like it'll do 10 to 200 watts. It's will read resistance from a 0.05 ohm all the way up to a 3. It's also got temperature mode from 100 to 300 degrees Celsius, 200 to 570 Fahrenheit. It's got all your different modes: power, titanium, nichrome, stainless steel, 3 different stainless steel modes, and TCR mode. So it's got a little bit of everything there. I'm sure you probably can't see that. Like I say, they're not for sale yet, but they're all over the internet. If you want to go look a little bit closer, I'm sure you can find the specs on it, or I can drop a link down below and you can go check it out. Pretty well your standard packaging. Comes with your mod. Nice pretty rainbow. Look at that wolf. Rawr. You like that? I'm getting into this one, huh? Got your typical little USB cable here. We'll pop this open, make sure there's not any extra goodies hiding out in it. No, just your cable, but it is the nice braided cable for your micro USB. That is always a plus. You can never have too many of those laying around. If you're like me, I've got kids and we seem to go through those things like crazy. Got your quality control boomerang, your security things or whatever. I don't know, I believe, yeah. If you're like me, I guess that's your scratch and sniff. You don't need that. Please keep your original receipt, s'il vous plaît. It's got rules in different languages. And your user manual. These come in handy if you ever get lost. We do live in the age of Google, so me personally, if I've got a question or I'm curious about how something works, I will usually Google it or YouTube it. Thank God for YouTube, right? You got all this stuff in here if you want to take a look and check it out. I will say, let me reach across the table and grab a couple things real quick. I can show you what we're talking about, what we're working with here. Sorry guys, I said this one was going to be a little rough. We don't usually get the opportunity to do these hardware reviews. It feels nice. This rainbow stuff you've got all the way around is a metal. Your pretty little wolf is also metal. You got that wrap around all the way around. It's nice. It sits nice. It does feel good in the hand. I would do a size comparison for you. The only thing I've got real handy right here might not be the best thing for size comparison, but I've got the AUG Vape V200. You see they're roughly the same height. The Mfeng's a little bit wider, about the same thickness, good size, fits good in the hand. It does have this nice, maybe sort of rip smoke off a little bit here. It's got this nice fire button, I'm not sure if my microphone will pick that up, but nice clicky button. You got your up and down arrows on the front, a nice flush 510 there on the top. It is a adjustable 510. Yeah, you can see that there on my camera. It is not spring loaded. It is adjustable. I did mess around with it the other day because it wasn't wanting to read a tank that I put on it, and it is adjustable, so that's good. And let's pop this bad boy open. You know, personally, I typically hate orange, but there is something about the battery sled on this thing that I kind of like. You, of course, have your little battery ribbon. They always make these things just a little bit too long, don't they? But you know what? If it drives you too crazy, we all own scissors, don't we? Let's pop some batteries in here and take this little thing for a joyride. I don't know if you're going to make it out or not, but right here on the inside of the battery sled, I can't actually see what it says, but it does appear to have some sort of a little signature embossed on it right there, so I'm going to guess that's a designer or something. You do have your nice magnets on here. The door does hold pretty secure. You got two here at the top, another little one hiding down here at the side. And we got the matching ones here on the inside of the battery door. It is a nice tight fit, you know. Clips on there good. That's always a plus. You don't want those battery doors coming off. And look at that display. It's simple but beautiful. I like it. You know, you've got your standard, we're gonna go 3 clicks will get us into the menu screen. You've got your mode screen, so we'll just run through that real quick. You've got your power mode, stainless steel, titanium, nichrome, and then your custom TCRs are right there. So we don't really have an ADDI on here just yet. Well, here we go. Let's grab this bad boy. I've got some of those nice, I don't know if you can see them there in the background. I've got my Templar RDA set up with some of these nice new coils from Wotofo. I'm really loving these things. They're N80, so we can use those for temperature control mode, I believe, to give it a quick run through, see how that one works as well. If not, I've got something over there with a mesh stainless steel coil, so we can always give that a shot. Isn't exactly the prettiest thing on top of here, but you know, I just got done building it, so it's what we're going to use. So we'll go back into our menu options here and drop down to the screen. It doesn't have a whole lot of options, but you do have a couple different ones, couple interface options. We've got this guy here, which is the one I have it set on currently. You can switch it over, and then you got your little speedometer type gauge all the way around. Those are your only 2 options. You know what, we'll switch it to this other one just so you can kind of see what you've got going on here. Obviously, we can see we've got our resistance reading right here, your wattage. Oh, must be a quick timeout right there. Your lock and unlock to lock your fire buttons. You've got your preheat mode. I believe you've got low, normal, and high, or you can do a custom wattage for up to 1 or 2 seconds, I believe, and then your battery meter. Do have some of the handy one-touch operations. If we hit the power button and the up arrow at the same time is going to lock your fire buttons there. Well, I guess not your fire button. It locks your adjustments. So if we hold that there and the fire button, it's back unlocked, and we can go up and down as we please. I do like this. Watch this. It's got kind of sort of rolls over like your odometer on your older cars, you know, it rolls over. I don't know, there's just something about that I don't recall seeing on any other mods, and something about that one I kind of like personally. So then if we hit the down arrow and the fire button, it's going to show you exactly what's up with your batteries, which apparently one of mine has got just a few less cells thriving in it than the others. You've got, if you hold them both at the same time, you'll see that's only for temp control mode. So we'll come back to that in just a minute. Your screen, obviously, of course, you can adjust your brightness to. Only got it at 40%, and it's, you can see it's nice and bright. So we'll kick it on up. I don't know how well it's going to translate on the camera, but you can make it nice and bright. I tend to keep mine down low because it's not like I'm staring at the screen while I'm vaping it, right? So we'll just leave it right there at 50, right in the middle. Let's go back in here. See, here we have your different settings. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's got this power saving mode. I believe all that this does is whenever it is on and you fire it, it'll stay on your screen, your display stays on for about a half a second, and then it'll turn itself off and then kick back on for a second whenever you release the buttons again. I believe that's how that one works, but you know, I'm not too terribly concerned about power saving. I always keep some extra batteries with me for just that reason. Again, you've got your preheat modes, you've got hard, normal, soft, and your custom user one. You go in here, you know, hey, that's why we're firing off so hot. It's at 112 watts on that preheat. You can put it wherever you want. Typically, I don't really use these types of things very much. Seems to be more of a temperature control type of a setting to me, so I don't do a lot of temp vaping. You can adjust it. Let's see, it will go up to, oh, okay, I guess in the power mode, it looks like, let's see how high up this will go. Looks like in power mode, you can set your preheat option to basically your entire vaping time, all the way up to 9.99 seconds and down to 0.1. So if you want to go that route, you can. You see here on the front, now it's changed to a U because it is the user set preheat mode. And then obviously you go to exit and exit your menu in case you ever accidentally end up in there. Now let's jump over real quick and show you a couple things on this temperature control mode. Obviously I live in the United States, so I'm going to do Fahrenheit. We'll put it at an even. I'm weird about numbers. I like to do things in multiples of 7, which those of you out there that can do a little basic math, 490 is a multiple of 7. I know it may not sound like it. But as I was trying to show you earlier here, when you have it in temperature control mode, if you hold both of your setting buttons, it's going to bring you to this screen right here. And you go here, that's reading the resistance of the coil, so that now it'll allow you to vape it in temp control mode. Once you get that set, you want to go back, hit your fire button, that'll lock your resistance in, and then you can just fire it off. Temperature control mode, kind of keep you from burning up that cotton and coils too much, which if I don't give this a little drip, I'm going to burn it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to put a little something in on this. I want to show you one more thing real quick, and then we're going to go back up top and have a little vape on it. Alright, so one more time we're going to go back in here to your screen, your settings here. You will see that in the temperature control mode, your preheat, the only option you have is your user controlled preheat setting. Excuse me there, folks. I got lost and now we went back out of it. Alright, so we'll go back in here. So for your temperature control mode, you can pick your preheat wattage. I don't know exactly how that works after you get out of your set time, but you know, we'll put it at an even 70 watts. Guess why? That's a multiple of 7. It only allows you to go up to 1 second on your temperature controlled preheat, and I believe down to, oh wow, you can turn it all the way down to nothing if you want, but probably not going to get much of a vape that way. So we're going to put it on the full 1 second at 70 watts and go back out. And as you can see, now we're vaping. Alright, I'm going to jump back out for a second, guys. We're going to go. Alright, guys, and we're back. I do want to apologize for some of these rough jump cuts here. You know, I'm kind of squeezing this video in on my day off while my little guy is asleep in the bedroom because, well, those of you that know me know that's when I get a chance to make my videos, is during a little man's nap time, and it's not very often I get my hands on something right out of the gate early like I did with this Snowwolf, so we had to take a look at it. I will say, you'll have a little vape and then we'll get a little talk about it. I'm going to take it back out of temp control mode. It's just, you know, I know most people aren't real crazy about temperature control mode, and I happen to be one of those. I don't know if I mentioned it, but obviously when I showed you that rollover screen, it does adjust in 0.1 watt increments. Snowwolf, if by some chance you see this video, any of you manufacturers out there, we need to do 0.5 to 1 watt increments. Nobody adjusts things in 1/10 of a watt at a time. I've been vaping for a long time, and I've never felt the need for it. So that's just my input, and that's not just on this mod, that's on anything. I have to say I am pleasantly surprised with this mod here. The first couple Snowwolf mods that my wife and I got, I traded a friend a while back for one of those dual squonkers just because I thought it looked cool. I knew I was never really going to use it, and it's proven to be true. My wife does daily carry the Mfeng, which is the one that came out just before this, and I'll say she likes it a lot. I was a little nervous. That one feels real cheap in the hand, but Snowwolf, I think you might be getting yourselves back in the game with this one. You know, like I said, you can hear it is nicely constructed. The menu system on it, relatively simple. I would like the option to maybe change some colors. As you can see, it's pretty much all blue and orange, which are pretty much my two least favorite colors. I wouldn't mind being able to see a little bit more personalization options in there, but I have to say, as far as function goes, this mod does seem to work pretty well. It feels good in the hands. It's got that nice fire bar on the side, which I know there's some people out there that might not be too crazy about that, but me personally, I like to just be able to pick up my mod half asleep in the middle of the night, because I do keep at least one next to the bedside always. I want to be able to pick it up and take a puff off of it first thing without feeling around and trying to find a button. So that fire bar is a nice addition. You know, it fires fast. That's one thing I will say. I haven't looked real quick to see what their spec is on fire time, but I mean, it's pretty quick. I've got to say, that's another plus. Let's go back out and turn it into a different preheat mode so I can really show you guys how quick this thing will hit. Cool it off a little bit so you see what I'm talking about, and I mean, it's almost immediate. Very few mods that I've had that I can think of that fire any faster than this. So, you know, it's my first hardware review, but I wanted to get it out there because, one, I've got it before everybody else, so I feel kind of lucky there. Two, I actually am pleasantly surprised with this mod. As you see, we've got the black and rainbow version, which, you know, I am one of those people that likes some of my rainbow vape gear. I know some people, you kind of either love it or you hate it, and I tend to love it. It comes with so many colors. I meant to look and make a list of all the different ones, but I forgot. There's a black and silver, all gold, or all copper. I don't know what you'd really consider it. White and copper, probably black and copper. There's a ton of different color options out there. You know, you're going to be seeing them everywhere the next few days. But I do have to say, if you have lost faith in Snowwolf Mfeng Sigelei, this guy right here might be the one to start repairing that relationship for you. I am really enjoying this. It's made well. It functions well. I don't know what I think it looks good. I don't know what else you can really ask for out of a vape mod, you know. It's not super heavy, but you can tell it's well made. So I would say, those of you that think Sigelei and Snowwolf are out of the game, before you consider them DOA, go out and check out this Snowwolf Mfeng. And it really, you know, it doesn't matter what you're vaping on, as long as you are staying away from them stinky sticks, you know. Enjoy your summer, no matter what you're doing. Take it one vape at a time. Thanks, guys.